Good evening and welcome to the school committee meeting of Monday, March 24th. We'll start with a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll move on to the acceptance of the minutes for the meeting of March 10th.
Motion to approve the minutes from March 10th.
Second. And with Melissa abstaining,
Yes.
all those in favor? That's a vote. Nothing under audience. We'll move to reports. We have financial reports for the school department, Rockland High School student activities, Rogers Middle School student activities, and food services.
4 motions to approve the financial reports.
4 seconds.
All those in favor? That's a vote. Let's see this. Department head monthly reports. We have the athletic department with Mr. Kimball, the art department with Ms. Thompson, computer technology with Mr. Wells, consumer science phys ed with Ms. Newcomb, Dean Mr. Damon, English with Ms. Donovan, foreign language with Ms. Tabers, math department with Mr. Casagrande, middle school with Mr. Griffin, Ms. Thomas, music with Mr. Piazza, radio and TV station with Ms. Breeden, science with Ms. DeCanzio, social studies with Mr. Rowe, and special education with Mrs. McGonigal. And we'll move on to old business for FY26, operating and capital budget.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to begin by saying thank you to the town once again for their cooperation. Thank you to the Teachers Union for their cooperation. Thank you to the school committee for your support. Thank you to Jane Hackett and our team for just being always exceptional with our data gathering, and we had requests for certain information in certain formats from the finance committee, and putting all those things together is a lot of work, but we do it gratefully, and we were asking for a little bit of extra money this year. We looked at what was presented to us and what we needed to make ends meet, and we did as much whittling as we could, and we came back to the need for another $500,000 to really keep from cutting what we felt was too deep, and came up with a strategy that included asking the town to find a way to give us an additional $300,000. So we presented last week at the Board of Selectmen, and they came up with a way to provide us with an additional $300,000. And an additional $200,000 is coming from the school side in the form of cutting some of our estimates by a little bit and getting a little more aggressive with our estimates. So we added another $200,000 to that, and it helps to make ends meet. And I met with obviously Jill and Jamie about this quite a bit. Jane and I did, and we also met with the union because this does affect jobs, and it affects teachers, and it affects classrooms, and it affects everything. So I'm very, very proud of the work that's been done over the last couple of months, and especially the last week. And our visit to Board of Selectmen and to Finance Committee last week were, I feel, exceptional conversations. Thank you to Doug Lapp for his leadership and creativity in coming up with some ideas. And again, thank you to FinCom and the Board of Selectmen for being supportive. That said, this budget does point out the challenges that we are facing in the coming years. We've had 2 years of very challenging funding from the state, and we are a town that really depends on state funding. So when the state is challenged, we are challenged. So I think we are in a very good place going forward, that our town is very united around the importance of our children and our schools. We serve nearly 2,400 students. We have nearly 500 employees. We have a long history in Rockland, well before me, before John Retchless, going back before John Rogers. We have a history in this town of valuing public education, and not just saying it, but proving it through our actions. We have a brand new Phelps Elementary School that proves that. And I think the town has continued to step up and support us when we present our case. And I'm very pleased that we are where we are. That said, I am also concerned for the next couple of years, and this budget is reflective of wanting to make sure that 26 and 27 are also very good years. So I'll just get down to the details of the budget. You have the revenue side of this spreadsheet. We are a 3.9% increase. The 600,000 from town meeting represents an additional 300,000 of free cash being designated to the schools to help us, and an additional 200,000 when you go down to the circuit breaker and revolving accounts. We are throwing in an additional 100,000 from each of those two to make ends meet. This budget, though we are going further than we wanted to in our estimates, it is still a step in the direction of becoming less dependent on revolving funds, less dependent on town meeting appropriations. That said, there are certain items that come up year after year that are a rub for finance people. No one likes the idea of using revolving funds for non-reoccurring costs. So they don't like it, but the fact is, just like we can't tell what kind of winter we're going to have, we don't know what kind of special education costs we are going to have. It is just a reality of every public school. So we are trying to become less and less dependent on our revolving accounts and less dependent on asking the town for free cash every May. So this budget is a step in that direction, although it's not as big a step as we wanted, it is still a step. And if you look at the expense, the bottom half of this, there's just a couple of things I'd like to point out. Our expenses are coming down in homeless, foster, transportation, and unemployment and legal. Our costs, we've seen what we hope is a leveling off of some of those costs. And so, for example, out of district last year was a 28% increase, which is very difficult to facilitate. This year it's at 13%. So we're very happy to see that leveling off. It makes it a little easier to deal with. And substitute costs are down because we are having fewer maternity leaves. So knock on wood with that one, because the spring is often the time when we get all kinds of notices that we have more maternity leaves. But that is the budget that is proposed that you'll be asked to vote on in a minute. And next slide.
The next slide, the town appropriation.
Yeah, next slide if we can. Oh,
He's doing it.
no, he's.
Oh, he's telling me to do it.
Yeah, yeah. We can just edit that out, right? There we go. Thank you. All right. What's that?
You just skip to the capital.
All right, hold on. Let me see if we can go back.
You can't go back. That's all right.
Wait, it's off. No, we can't. No, yes, maybe so. Can we go back one? Toasty in here.
There it is.
There we go. So town appropriation detail. When the budget was first presented to us, we were presented with an increase of 3.18%. Jane came up with a wonderful idea and explored what the criteria were for certain grants, and found that we were able to move $374,000 to the town side, and they were able to then add that to our budget. Now, they added that in complete transparency, they added that to our operating budget, which is important to know, because it does not, when we receive one-time cash, what folks need to understand is when we receive one-time cash, that solves the problem for 1 year. But the following year, we're hit with it again, and it's compounded. So what the town was able to do is move this 374 into our operating budget, which helps us next year. And that increased our current proposal to 4.39%. And with the additional 300,000, that brings us to a 5.36% increase for the year. And that's all I have on that one.
And then the capital slide, they're moving it.
Okay, they're good. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone, so if I break something.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Here we go. So the one thing to note here, I won't go through the capital requests entirely because we already pretty much went through that, but there's 50,000 in there for a sidewalk machine and sander, and part of the 300 that they gave us, they asked us to put this off for a year. So we agreed to that. And I think that's all I really have on this slide.
Correct.
But you will be asked to vote to update our capital request number and a second vote for our overall proposed budget.
So the new capital request number is 140, right?
So the new capital request number is,
490.
yep, 490,000.
Oh, it's way down there, okay.
Yep, 490,000. So we need a separate vote for the capital budget, FY26 capital budget at 490,000, and a vote for the FY26 operational budget, which is 37,335,969 dollars.
Okay. All right.
Any questions or comments, or?
Any questions?
No questions, just my comment is a big thank you to everyone who's working so hard to help us to be able to provide the educational needs for all the kids in Rockland. So I know it's a heavy lift by a lot of people in this room, people outside of this room, across the street in Town Hall, and so just a big note of gratitude for all that work.
Thank you. I agree. What I love is that it is, I don't know how many times we said it at Finance Committee and at the Selectmen, that these are our kids. They're all our kids. And that they understand that. They also want what's best for all of our kids. It's not something that we really need to keep repeating or reiterating or fighting for, because they get it. They know that we're doing the best we can for what we're handed, and so I am also grateful and appreciate the team that we have. Back in the day, we didn't always have that team, so I'm happy that we do have the team that we have. Anyone else? No? Okay. Are we ready? I will entertain a motion. Go ahead, do you want to say it, or do you want me to?
Well, hopefully I wrote
Did
down
you
the
write
number
it down?
correctly.
Okay.
All right. I make a motion to approve our fiscal year 26 operating budget at $37,335,969.
Second.
All those in favor?
Is
that right?
Did I get that number right?
Just can't see it.
335.
37.
What was it?
It's $37,335,969.
Let me just clarify, because I didn't have my glasses on. So the number is $37,335,069.
69.
Yeah.
Not, we
Zero
were trying to
turning
get
point.
900 extra
I
dollars.
took my driver's license.
I'll take the
That's what
number.
happened.
All right, so then I make a motion to approve the fiscal year 26 operating budget of $37,335,069.
And I second that motion.
All those in favor? That's a vote. Okay, now go back to the
Yep,
capital.
and
okay.
I make a motion for the capital expense budget of $490,000.
I second that motion.
And that's correct, that's what's up there. Yes, Alan?
Yes.
Okay. That's a vote. We're all voted. All right. And now we'll move on to, I hope that's the hardest part of this agenda, the Secretaries Contract. Dr. Crum?
Yeah, I'll let Jane fill in all the details,
Yes.
but we're very happy that we settled with secretaries at 2.5%. It's an opportunity, though, to say thank you to the secretaries for what they do every day. Any parent who's ever walked into a school, they're the first face you see. They're the first face that a kid sees when they come down to the office with a skinned knee. And we appreciate them they handle things as pedestrian as a child with a skinned knee, but they also handle phone calls and all kinds of, they handle a million different things, and they do a great job, and we couldn't do what we do without them. So thank you to them. Jane, anything you want to say about the contract?
Yeah, ditto to all of that, and I work with them all on a daily basis. And so this is a 2.5%. There was a lot of language changes that just updated, as a course of things for those who were involved. And we added Juneteenth to the holiday schedule as a holiday that's recognized. And really, it's a straight up 2.5% over the next 3 years, 3-year contract, so well deserved.
All right. Thank you for that, and I agree. They are hard workers, and they do handle many tasks, so we are appreciative of them being there. Any other comments? No?
They're
Okay.
wonderful.
They are wonderful. We are lucky to have them.
We don't need to vote on anything, do we?
Yes, you do.
Oh,
Yes, please.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have stated that they ratified.
They ratified,
That they did
perfect.
ratify last Thursday, my apologies. They
All right,
ratified.
so then motion to approve the Secretaries Contract.
Second, the motion?
All those in favor? That's a vote. Okay. Now we will move on to the last day of EECC, of June 9th, 2025.
All right.
That's it? That's all I needed to
That's
say?
it? Yeah.
We use
Need a
that
vote?
week for
the screening
evaluating students, the kindergartners coming in the next fall.
Okay, so that's that's Eston, the Early Childhood Center. So their last day at Eston will be June 9th, 2025. So I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the last day of EECC of June 9th.
Second, the motion?
All those in favor? That's a vote. And then we can just talk about the summer programming of 2025 for Phelps.
This is the summer program run by Marissa Holdley, and the start date is June 23rd. The end date is August 15th. All the detail is on the flyers. Registration will open on April 7th, and registration closes on May 30th. So they wanted to get this flyer out to you for your approval or review, and it is really very few changes from last year. It's $8.50 per hour for registration, a minimum of 3 days a week, with a minimum of 6 hours a day. One of the most flexible programs in the area.
I think it's a great program to have. I do think that the families that attend there love it. They go back year after year after year, so we're lucky to have it in Rockland. Do you have any questions?
No, I think it's a great program.
I agree.
Lots of
Field
kids
trips
have
look good.
Yeah.
They are subject to change. but,
Right, true.
As of now, this is the list of.
This is the list. Okay. Do we need to approve the flyer too? We do.
All right, motion to approve the summer program 2025.
Second, the motion?
All those in favor? And that's a vote.
And the next handout was the Rockland Daycare Summer Program Parent Guardian Handbook. And this is just for your reading information. We'll put it on the agenda for a vote and have Mrs. Hopley come
Okay.
to the next meeting.
Okay.
If you could review it, if you have any questions, especially because we would like to pass it at the next meeting,
Okay.
if possible. So
All
if you
right.
have any concerns, if you could let us know.
Thank you. And then we have one new fundraiser. The Rockland High School Student Council is going to do a SNAP raise. Students set up an account through SNAP raise and raise money for school community events, homecoming expenses, field trips, and Project Pumpkin. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the RHS Student Council fundraiser.
Second, the motion?
All those in favor? And that's a vote. All right, that was a lot of voting for us. We'll move on to Dr. Cron's superintendent report.
Very brief. Thank you and congratulations to Steve Bergman and his team and their SpongeBob presentation, their SpongeBob performances over the weekend. Amazing. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Colin isn't here. We'll start to the left. Melissa?
So the only thing I have is Phelps is currently doing a a drive, I guess is the right terminology, a drive of mostly toiletries for Rockland the food pantry. And so for anyone whose kids are there, it's a great opportunity to teach our kids about giving back to the community. I think we often think about it around Thanksgiving, but not at other times of the year. And the kids did a great job last year, right? They were second in the state with raising coats. Just a reminder that that's going on, and a great opportunity to teach our kids about our community. That's all I got.
All right, thank you.
I guess on the trend of fundraisers, thank you to everyone that came out and bought a mattress over the weekend. We sold a few. And then looking forward to a great event on Wednesday. We have the Harlem Wizards coming. Going to be a really great event. I think we have over 570 tickets, so
Wow.
the gym is going to be packed, and a lot of great volunteers with the staff, and souvenirs, raffles, concessions, all the good things. So big community event. Hope to see you there.
Nice.
That's it.
It's a lot of tickets.
Right?
Did you sell a lot of mattresses?
I think like 25,
Wow.
which
Oh,
is still
that's-
good.
that's a
That's
number.
good for mattresses
And
on the
pillows
spot.
and everything else that
Yeah.
goes along with it. So
Very cool.
yes. So thank you.
Great. Sean?
I'll just jump on what Dr. Cron had said. I attended SpongeBob as well. It was wonderful, and it was great. John Vass killed it as SpongeBob. He was wonderful, too. But there was just so much participation, and looking out in the audience, there were kids there that were 4 and 5. There was a ton of staff there, former drama students there. It was very well supported, and kudos. Good job. It was
Absolutely.
awesome.
Thank you. All right, I have a few, and I keep them in my phone. That's how I sort of gather them. So Colin isn't here today, but he is our student rep. Last Tuesday, seniors Nicole Cedrone and Colin McKenna were recognized at the Lizzie and Reuben Grossman Awards Luncheon in Quincy. This award has been offered by the Grossman family to 2 graduating seniors from multiple South Shore schools for their academic and overall achievement for the past 69 years. So congratulations to Colin and Nicole. Also, on March 18th, Emily Dunham and Colin McKenna were recognized at the 15th Annual South Shore League Scholar Athlete Award Banquet in Plymouth, which they attended with their families. These students were recognized for the outstanding leadership in the classroom and on the playing fields. So congratulations to Colin and Emily. On Wednesday, the drama students performed songs from the production of SpongeBob, the musical, at Phelps. The kids loved the show and enjoyed a visit from the talented high school students. So I love that, because when we were trying to plan the Phelps School, and it was going to be here, there, and everywhere, and we ended up putting it where it is, now we had hoped that the schools would all go into each other and be able to go back and forth along with the senior center. So I love that that's what we're actually doing. So that was exciting for me to see. And that might be all. No, I have Global Play Day at Phelps. Global Play Day at Phelps is coming up. What?
Thursday?
Thursday, March 27th, during Global Play Day, was my kid's most favorite day of the year at school. Participants are encouraged to allow students ample time for free play without the use of screens, structured games, or adult direction. The idea is to let the children explore their creativity, problem solve, and social interactions in an unstructured and spontaneous environment. So on this day, students will be grouped by their houses to engage and play across grade levels. So I think that's cool. Such a fun day. And that's all I have. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? And that's a wrap. Thank you.
Thank you.